Alright, so the first notes that we will put here for two-step equations, let's go ahead and write to solve a two-step equation. You will want to add, I'm going to put a slash, add or subtract first, then multiply or divide. So the first inverse operation that you will complete is your addition or subtraction. That's what you got to get rid of first. And then you will do your multiplication or division. And that makes more sense when we see an example. Bless you. Here we go. First example, 2x plus 7 equals a 15. Now, you don't have to do this every single time, but I want you to kind of get into a habit for our foldable here. I want you to go ahead and draw your line. Now, when you solve these on your own, you don't have to. I just want you to do this for our notes. The first thing it says, to solve a two-step equation, you add or subtract first. I want you, and I'm going to use a different color, but you can just use your pencil. I want you to circle and include the addition or subtraction sign. I want you to circle what you have to get rid of first. It says you have to get rid of your addition or subtraction first. So that's the number, including that sign. Because sometimes that'll say minus 7, so it's really like a negative 7 you're trying to get rid of. So if it's a positive 7 and you're trying to make a zero pair, what makes a zero pair with a positive 7?
Negative 7.
Okay, so negative 7. So I want to say negative 7 or minus 7. If I do it on this side, I must do it over here as well. Okay, so that's our first step. It's getting rid of what's being added or subtracted. This becomes 0, nothing, bless you. It just vanishes away, it's gone. Okay? So 2x's is what I have. I'm going to go ahead and just bring that down here. 2x equals, and then I do the math here. 15 minus 7 leaves 8. Now, in our writing up here, it says then do your multiplication or division to get your x isolated. Right now it says 2 times x, so the inverse operation would be divide. So divide by 2 on this side as well as the other. So that becomes 1x, and 8 divided by 2 leaves 4. So there's your final answer. Okay. Now they are going to get more difficult. Alright, so let's look at another example. This one will be very similar to this one. 4x's minus 3 equals 25. Again, for my benefit, for me to see that you understand what you get rid of first, I want you to draw your line here, and I want you to circle what you get rid of first, including the sign that precedes it. So in this case, you should circle a minus 3 or a negative 3. The inverse would be add 3 to both sides. So my 3's cancel, leaving 4x. I'm going to write it down here. 4 times x equals a 28. And my very last step in this equation is to break away the 4 and the x, and I do that by dividing both sides by 4. And x will be 7. Now I'm going to write one that looks a little different, because not all of them will be written this way. So I'm going to write 10 equals, this one's going to look weird because it's a division, a divided by 4 plus 3. So that one gives you a different look at it. We still attempt to answer this in the same routine, okay? I'm going to draw my line. What's being added or subtracted in this problem? And so I'm going to circle the whole thing, including the symbol in front, or the sign in front, a positive 3. So that tells me I should match it up with a negative 3 to make a zero pair, or a minus 3. Do that on both sides. These cancel. Leave you a divided by 4 equals 10 minus 3, which is 10 minus 3?
7.
7. Thank you. And now the very last step, I have to either multiply or divide to solve. In this case, it says divide by 4, so the inverse would be multiply by 4 on both sides. So A equals 28. Now I'm going to try to get you confused here on this one. I'm going to try to trick you. So be aware. 6 minus 3x's equals 21. 6 minus 3x's equals 21. Okay, I'm going to draw my line. What do you have to get rid of here?
6.
The 6. I just switched order, so I wanted to make sure that you still understood that this is what you get rid of. And if what type of a 6 is that?
Negative.
Be careful, it is a positive. If it were negative, that negative sign would precede it. Okay, anything coming after it goes with the next term, so you have to be careful there. So it's a positive 6. So to get rid of it, you would need to match it up with a, what type of 6? Negative. Okay, negative 6 on both sides. So be very careful here, because what type of 3x do you have remaining? It is a negative 3x, okay? I want you to realize that in today's problems you'll have several like this. The sign that's before it, that precedes it, actually tells you, is it a positive or is it a negative? So this is a negative 3x equals 21 minus 6, which is, what's 21 minus 6? 15. 15. And then the last step would be to get the negative 3 and the x away from each other. Right now it's multiplied, so the opposite would be divide on both sides. So that's going to be, and then I want to make sure that you understand how to enter these in your calculator, because all calculators kind of are different. If I'm trying to say 15 divided by negative 3, I type in 15, and then I have to hit divided by, in this calculator I have to type in the 3 first, and then here's the button that makes it a negative 3. So I have to type in the number and then make it negative in order for that to work. Or these right here are pretty simple, and so you should know these rules. But just in case we don't, we did get our calculators today, so that will be helpful. So it would be negative 5. Now, I have to turn my page because I write too large, so depending on how much room you have, we're going to do 5 try-me problems. So you may have room here on your pink, but if not, just turn your page and you can do your try-me problems on the back here. Now these may be more difficult. I'm trying to make them more difficult with your signs, okay? So realize that and be careful, be aware. So let's go with try-me. Okay, and there's going to be 5 of them. Please show your steps. I am trying to trick you, so be aware. 2t minus 2. Number 2. A minus 2 is negative 2. I'll get out of your way in just a second after I get all these written. 12 minus 3x equals 6. 4. 8 plus 4s is negative 16. And number 5, negative x plus 4 equals negative 2. Okay, you try those. We'll come back together and see what we think about those. I am trying to trick you, so be careful.